Greetings of the day. Welcome back to 7th session of subject numerical methods and computer programming. So in this session we will be dealing with open methods to find out root of equation. So particularly in this session we will be dealing with method which is called as Newton-Raphson's method. So open methods differ from bracketing methods in that the open methods require only single starting value or two starting values that do not necessarily bracket a root. So that means a major difference between open method and bracketing method is that bracketing method require two initial guesses such that the root must lie within those initial guesses, those two initial guesses. However, in open methods it is conditioned that only single starting root, or we can say single initial guess, can be applied, and it is not necessary that it should bracket that particular root. So open methods may diverge as the competition progresses, but when they converge they usually do so much faster than bracketing methods. So open methods includes Newton-Raphson method and fixed point iteration method, or it is also called as successive approximation. So if you can see this particular diagram, the characteristics of both the approaches is given. So when we deal with bracketing methods, it uses bounded interval of two initial guesses. The convergence rate of bracketing methods is usually slow, or it is slower than open methods, and it always finds at least a single root if it exists between two initial guesses, whereas open methods has no restricted to the interval. Their convergence rate is faster than the bracketing methods, and it is not assumed that it is finding a root. It may not be find the root. So it depends on the criteria of selection of single starting value or the initial guess which you assume for the open methods. So that means while considering the initial value of guess in the open methods, there must be some criteria must be checked which must be satisfied so that you will get some root with respect to the initial guess which you have selected. So in the Newton-Raphson method, since it is an open method, we assume a single initial guess, that is x1, to find out the root of equation. The value of x1 can be substituted in the equation y is equal to f of x, and then y1 can be found. The value of first approximate of the root is found by drawing a tangent at a point y1 whose coordinates are x1 and y1. Try to understand this particular step. So in the bisection method or in regular Force method, we used to draw we used to calculate the midpoint in the bisection method, and we used to join the magnitude of two functions in the regular Force method. But in the Newton-Raphson method, the value of first approximate root must be found by drawing a tangent at the point of y1. That means when you assume initial guess x1 and find out respective function y1, then at that point y1 you have to draw a tangent which has coordinates at that y1 has coordinates x1 and y1. So at that point you have to draw a tangent. So that tangent where it intersects the x-axis will be considered as, that point will be considered as the new approximate root of your equation, that is x2. And then again you have to repeat the procedure, same procedure, till you get the exact value of the root of equation. So now let us try to understand this using graphics. So I will consider xy plane with the function shown by this particular curve, which is y is equal to f of x. Now let me assume value of initial guess as x1. Since I know the value of x1, I can find out value of the respective function as f of x1, that is nothing but y1. So I'll consider coordinates for this particular point as x1 and y1. X coordinate will be x1 and y axis coordinate will be y1. So in the Newton-Raphson method, next step is we have to draw tangent at this particular point. So to draw a tangent from this particular point, I just draw a line which acts as a tangent to this particular point. And now if you observe, this tangent intersects the x-axis at this particular point. So it is said that the tangent where it intersects x-axis, that will be assumed as the approximated root of the next approximated root of the equation. So now this point becomes a value of x. I mean, you can say this point becomes next approximated root. So I'll label this as x2. So since I know the value of x2, I can find out respective function by putting value of x2 in the equation, and I'll get f of x2. So now we have to repeat the same procedure. From this particular point, I have to draw a tangent. So I will draw tangent. Again, it intersects x-axis at this particular point, and I get new value of approximated root, which will be now considered as x3. So now as I know the value of x3, I can put value of x3 in the function and I'll get f of x3. So this point will be considered as f of x3. So next procedure, as we know that again we have to draw a tangent from f of x3, which will intersect the x-axis at some point. So I'll draw tangent. You can see here it is intersecting the x-axis at this particular point. So I'll assume this point as next approximated root. So this will be now x4. Again, since I know the value of x4, I can find out respective function by putting value of x4 in the equation, and I can find f of x4. Now from this particular point, again I have to draw a tangent such that it should intersect the x-axis. So you can see here I have drawn tangent. It intersects the x-axis at this particular point. This will be considered as the next approximated root. So now if you can see, after following this particular procedure, or we can say this points like x1 f of x1, x2 f of x2, x3 f of x3, x4 f of x4, and then x5, as we are approaching towards the exact root. You can see here this will be considered as the exact root of this particular equation. So after again you can continue finding out this value till you get the value of exact root. So as we know, basically there are two approaches with which we can solve this particular problem. The first is iteration based criteria, and another one is accuracy based criteria. So if it is specified that you have to perform 5 iterations, then you can find out value till x5 and you can stop. Or if it is said that some accuracy has to be achieved, you can find out accuracy at each iteration, and then the iteration at which you get that particular accuracy, you can stop. So this is how a Newton-Raphson method works for finding out root of equation using open open approach, because we are considering only single initial guess. So now you might ask me a question that it is very easy to understand this method graphically, but then how to find out or how to solve this method analytically, because you must know how to find out the formula for x2, because x1 and f of x1 can be, even you can ask me the question that how to determine the value of initial guess, how to check whether it is correct or not, because since we have to assume the value of x1, there must be some criteria with which we should cross verify whether this value is correct or not, or how to select this particular value. So I am going to answer these questions in the subsequent slides. So just remember that you have to start with single initial guess, then you have to find out its respective function. From that particular point you can draw a tangent where it intersects the x-axis will be assumed as the next approximated root, and same procedure will be repeated till it converges towards the exact root. So now question is how to find out the value of x2 by analytical method or by formulae. Then the simple method is you have to observe this particular triangle, because we know the because we know the value of x1 and f of x1, we can find out the value of x2 by considering triangle x1, f of x1 and x2. So in the next slide we will try to establish the formula to find out value of x2. So again I consider xy plane with the function, same function which I have considered in the previous slide. Now let us assume the initial case as x1. I will find out respective function by putting value of x1 in the equation. I will get y1, that is f of x1. Now after this I will draw tangent from this particular point like this. It intersects the x-axis at this particular point, which is considered as x2. So now after this, let us assume this as the first tangent, because we will be dealing with the first iteration by which we have calculated value of x2. So consider this tangent as the first tangent. So as all of you must be knowing that slope of a line can be written by dy by dx. So instead of, or we can write dy by dx is equal to y2 minus y1 divided by x2 minus x1, and this will be considered as y dash because we are differentiating y with respect to x. So now we have to find out, in a triangle x1, y1 and x2, we have to find out value of y2, y1, x2 and x1, so that we can substitute it into this particular slope of line, equation of slope of line, and then we can find out the value of x2. So applying this particular equation for first tangent, we can remodify this particular equation as I can write y dash is equal to f dash of x1, which is equal to 0. Now y2 is considered as 0 because x2 is considered as this particular point. So for x2 value of y2, the y coordinate of this particular point is 0. So y2 is replaced by 0 minus y1, because we have to consider a value of y1 which is nothing but f of x1, divided by x2 minus x1 as it is, because x2 is also known and x1 is also known. We have to find out x2 and value of x1 is known. So now what I'll do, I'll make a cross multiplication for this particular equation. So I can write x2 minus x1 into f dash of x1 is equal to minus y1. By doing cross multiplication for this particular equation, I can get this transformed form of equation. So now since we have to find out the value of x2, convert this particular equation by considering value of x2 on the left hand side and all other values on the right hand side. So I will write x2 is equal to minus y1 plus x1 into f dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So what I have done is, because I have taken this f dash of x1 on this side and also minus x1, like what you can do is you can expand this particular term by multiplying x2 with f dash of x1 and minus f dash of x1 into x1 you can do, and then you can keep x2 on the left hand side and all other terms on right hand side, so that you can get this particular equation. So after simplifying this particular equation, I will get equation as x2 is equal to x1 minus y1 divided by f dash of x1. Now as we know that f dash of x1 is nothing but y1 dash, we can, instead of writing f dash of x1, we can write it as y1 dash. So I will simplify this equation again and I will get form as x2 is equal to x1 minus y1 divided by y1 dash. Now if you see this particular formula to find out x2, you will find that value of x1 must be known, value of y1 must be, if you know the value of x1, value of y1 can be calculated. Hence by knowing these three values, you will be able to find out value of x2. So try to remember this particular formula, that this formula is to be used for each iteration to find out value of new approximated root, that is nothing but x2 for second iteration, x3 for third iteration, and so on. So now let me explain the procedure to solve the Newton-Raphson method analytically. So first step is consider a curve of equation y is equal to f of x by assuming initial case which is x1 such that it should satisfy the condition. As I already said in the previous slides, that how to select or assume the value of initial case x1. that must be verified with this particular condition. So in assume initial case x1 such that it should satisfy this particular condition. Now the condition is f of x1 into I'll say absolute value of f of x1 into f double dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1 square must be less than 1, or we can write absolute value of y1 into y double dash 1 divided by y1 dash square must be less than 1. I am going to derive this particular equation in the next slide, but try to remember this particular condition, because initially when you are guessing value of the first approximated root, then you have to consider this particular condition. So if above condition is satisfied, that means we are approaching towards, or we are converging towards the actual root of the equation. So can you do this? Yes. If I know the, if I assume the value of x1, I can find out value of f of x1, I can find out value of f double dash of x1, and I can find out value of f dash of x1. So by determining these three values, you can cross verify this particular condition whether it is less than this particular value or not, and then you can decide whether your initial guess is correct or not. So now after you have cross checked that the value of initial guess is follows this particular condition, then you can find out the next approximated root, as we have already derived the formula, that is x2 is equal to x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1, or which is nothing but x1 minus y1 divided by y1 dash. So this value will be new value of approximated root. So the new value of guesses for next calculation will be, you can replace that x1 with x2 and find out y1 is equal to f of x1. So again calculate the second approximated root by considering the equation, that is x2 is equal to x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So instead of considering the x2, x3, the we can say the naming for next approximated root for each iteration, considering it as x2, x3, x3 or x4 and so on, you can just replace your x2 with x1 so that you can get the only two values of roots of equation. So that is why you can replace your x1 with x2, and you can find out the same procedure, or you can follow the same procedure. So the figure which we have considered for to find out the value of x2 represents the graphical form of Newton-Raphson method. So in that figure, line x1 to y1 represents the initial guess x1 and corresponding value of y1, that is nothing but f of x1. Line y1 is equal to f of x1 to x2 represent the tangent, which we have already seen, and now next value of x2 can be calculated. Hence the new value of x2 becomes x1 for the next iteration. Please try to remember this particular step. This is very important. After finding out the value of x2, that value has to be considered x1 for the next iteration, which we used to do in the bisection method or regular Falsy method. So now x1 will be considered as x2, and then we can find out x2 will be considered as x1, and then we can repeat the same procedure for the Newton-Raphson method. So in some cases desired accuracy will be asked. So for that, for those cases, you have to do the iterations till the desired accuracy is achieved. So formula for accuracy is given here. So accuracy can be checked as absolute value of subtraction between x2 and x1 will be considered as the accuracy for that particular iteration. So now let us try to understand some pitfalls of Newton-Raphson method. So to understand the pitfalls of method, usually the concept of divergence is used. Convergence means you are approaching towards the root, and divergence means you are going away from the root. So as we have seen, convergence is when the initial guess is near to the actual root, the method converges very fastly. So in the same figure which we have seen for calculating value of x2, after initial guess x1 we are approaching towards the root, hence we can consider that the method convergence or convergence occurs. Now in order to achieve correct convergence, or in order to achieve the convergence of method, we have to correctly choose the initial guess, that is x1. So as we know that x2 is considered to be x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. Now we will consider this as g of x1. So now differentiating the above equation with respect to x1, we get it as, we have to apply the u divided by v rule. So we can rewrite this by differentiating this equation with respect to x1. We can write it as g dash of x1 is equal to 1 minus, because differentiation of x1 with x1 is 1, so 1 minus f dash of x1 into f dash of x1 minus f of x1 into f double dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1 square. This transformation has done by applying the u divided by v rule. So by simplifying this, we get the equation in the form as 1 minus f dash of x1 square minus f of x1 into f double dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1 square. So again we will simplify this equation. We will get it as 1 minus 1 plus f of x1 into f double dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1 square. So now these two terms will be 0, so this 1 minus 1 will be 0. So we get equation as g dash of x1 is equal to f of x1 into f double dash of x1 divided by f dash of x1 square. So that means if you observe this particular equation, which is nothing but the condition which I have explained in the previous slide, that is nothing but if this condition is satisfied, that means if absolute value of g dash of x1 if it is less than 1, then you can assume that your initial guess x1 is correct, and then you can follow the procedure which I have told for Newton-Raphson method. So you have to remember this particular formula while selecting the initial guess. Now what is divergence? The pitfalls of Newton-Raphson methods are described here. So in some cases it is very difficult to obtain the root by using Newton-Raphson method. The main reason for the drawback is that by drawing a tangent we are moving towards the root. I will explain it into next figure, that is figure 2.4. Or in some cases slope of curve, that is nothing but g dash, absolute value of g dash of x is greater than 1. So if we are moving away from the root, it means that your method is diverging or divergence is occurring. So now I will try to explain what is divergence with the help of the figures. Now assume that, or let us assume this particular curve. I have selected the value of x1. By putting value of x1 in the equation, I get value of y1. I draw tangent from this particular point, I get value of x2. So now since I get value of x2, again I will put value of x2 in the equation to find out y2. So I get this particular point as of now as y2, that is f of x2. Now the procedure says you have to draw a tangent at this particular point. So if I draw tangent at this particular point, it becomes parallel to x-axis. So that means you will never approach towards the exact root. Are you getting what I am saying? Because the situation here, you are witnessing a situation where you are getting some of the value of function, where if you draw a tangent, it becomes parallel to x-axis. So that means it will go to the infinity, since it is parallel to x-axis, you will never approach towards the exact root, because it will never intersect the x-axis. So it will go to the infinity, so that means, that is why selecting initial guess and cross checking it with respect to that particular condition is very necessary, and that the condition which is given for cross checking the initial value is correct or not is nothing but you have to consider, you have to examine the slope of this particular tangent must be less than 1, then and then only you will be able to converge towards your root, so that is why the condition of checking the initial guess is given. This is the first divergence. If it is asked in the exam to explain the divergence of Newton-Raphson method, you can explain this particular case where tangent moves away from the root as divergence of the method. Now next case is very interesting. Again here I consider value of x1 as initial guess. I find out value of y1 by putting the x1 in the function. I'll draw tangent so that I will get x2. Again I will put value of x2 in the equation, I'll get value of y2, and again I draw tangent. And now it happens, if you can see here, the tangent where it intersects the x-axis, it is nothing but x1. So this means by drawing tangent at this particular point, it is intersecting x-axis at x1. So next step says you have to put the value of x1 to find out function of this particular equation. So again you will find out y1, and then you will just moving around this particular loop. So this becomes an infinity loop. ह्यात फिरत राहायचं नुसतं असं, x1 कडून y1 कडे जायचं, y1 कडून x2 कडे जायचं, x2 कडून y2 कडे जायचं आणि फिरत बसायचं. हे इथे नुसतं फिरत बसलं तर आपण इथे या रूटला पोहोचू का? कधीच पोहोचणार नाही. म्हणजे काय, नुसत्या पंढरपूरच्या वाऱ्या करायच्या, इकडून इकडे तिकडून तिकडे, इकडून इकडे तिकडून तिकडे. सो दिस इज सेकंड लिमिटेशन of Newton-Raphson method. It is very funny. So that is why it is said that method goes to infinity loop, because you keep moving in this particular route. So that is why again I will reiterate that value of x1 which you are selecting has to be cross checked with the condition which I have explained in the previous slide. So this is second divergence, second case of divergence of Newton-Raphson method. This also you can explain if it is asked in the exam. Okay. So now let us try to solve one numerical using Newton-Raphson method. So it is given as using Newton-Raphson method and initial case as 0, find root of equation for x cube minus 5x plus 3 using 3 iterations, or it is said that you do 3 iterations only. So I will write given data as f of x is equal to x cube minus 5x plus 3. Value of initial case x1 is given, so I will write x1 is equal to 0 and number of iteration is equal to 3. So first step in the Newton-Raphson method is to find out value of f dash of x. So I will differentiate this particular equation. I will get f dash of x is equal to 3x square minus 5 plus 0 is equal to 3x square minus 5. So x cube, differentiation of x cube will be 3x square, 5x will be 5 and 3 is constant, so it will be 0. So f dash of x becomes 3x square minus 5. So as the initial case is given, there is no need to calculate f double dash of x. So we will go for first iteration. x1 will be considered as 0. We will find out the value of new root. So we will find out first f of x1, that is x cube minus 5x plus 3. So instead of x I will put value of x1 here. So 0 cube minus 5 into 0 plus 3. So I will get answer as 3. Again I will find out value of f dash of x1, which is nothing but 3x square minus 5. So I will put value of x as x1, that is 0. So 3 into 0 square minus 5, so answer will be minus 5. So now since we have value of x1, f of x1 and f dash of x1, we can find out value of x2. So x2 will be equal to x1 minus f of x1 divided by f dash of x1. So I will just put the values as we have found out in the previous step. So x1 will be 0, f dash of x1 we have calculated as 3 and f dash of x1 we have calculated as minus 5. So answer will be 0.6. So answer for new approximated root, that is x2, is 0.6. So now for iteration 2, you have to replace x1 by x2. So now your x1 becomes 0.6. So here there is no need to check whether your initial guess is correct or not, because in the first iteration, if your initial guess satisfies the condition, it will never go to the infinity loop of, or it will not be, you know, parallel to x-axis, the case which we have seen. So the condition for checking initial guess is correct or not has to be performed at first step only. You need not to do it for each iteration. It is assumed that your method, if it is converging at first iteration, it will keep converging till it, you know, becomes same as exact root. So here value of x1 will be replaced by x2 directly. So I will write x1 is equal to 0.6. Again I will find out f of x1 by putting new value of x1 in the equation. So now I will put at 0.6 cube minus 5 into 0.6 plus 3 is equal to 0.216, and value of f dash of x1 is 3 into 0.6 square minus 5, so answer is minus 3.92. So now we can calculate again value of x2 by considering new value of x1, f of x1 and f dash of x1. So I will write 0.6 minus 0.216 divided by minus 3.92 is equal to 0.6551. So now again we have to replace x1 by this particular x2, which is nothing but 0.6551, and it is said that you have to perform 3 iterations. So again I will replace value of x1 by x2, and now my x1 becomes 0.6551. So f of x1 will be calculated by putting value of x1 in the equation. So 0.6551 cube minus 5 into 0.6551 plus 3 will be equal to 0.056. Similarly, f dash of x1 also will be calculated by putting the values of x1 in the equation. We get f dash of x1 is equal to minus 3.7125. Now we have calculated value of f of x1 and f dash of x1, and x1 is known, you can find out value of x2. So by putting all these three values in the equation of x2, I get answer as 0.6566. So we are at the end of third iteration, and we have found out value of x2 as 0.6566. So you can write your answer as root of equation is equal to 0.6566, and then if required you can tabulate your result like this. So I'll write number of iterations in the first column, value of x1 for each iteration in the second column, and respective value of f of x1, f dash of x1 and x2 in the subsequent columns. So this value will be considered as root of equation at the end of third iteration. Okay. So in the previous slide we solved the numerical which was based on iteration criteria. Now we will solve one numerical on accuracy based criteria. So the numerical is given as find root of equation x cube minus 20x plus 20 by Newton-Raphson method, assuming initial guess as 1 and accuracy 0.001. So as we know that in Newton-Raphson method we have to find out value of f dash of x1, because it is required to find out x2, which is new approximated root in each iteration. So here I will consider this equation as f of x1 is equal to x1 cube minus 20x1 plus 20, and I will differentiate this with this equation with respect to x1. I will get f dash of x1 is equal to 3x1 square minus 20. As initial guess is given, there is no need to calculate f double dash of x or x1. So see here you may ask why it is considered as x1, because it is only given x here, because it is assumed that this computation has performed in iteration 1, because you are doing it in iteration 1, it is assumed, so it is considered as x1. Even if you consider simple x, it is okay, no problem. So now I will move on to first iteration. I will consider x1 is equal to 1 because it is given, initial guess is given. So x1 is equal to 1. Find out the new value of the root. So for that I have to first of all find out value of f of x1 and f dash of x1. So I will put value of x1 in this particular equation. I will get 1 cube minus 20 plus the 20 into 1 plus 20, so answer will be 1. Similarly, I can find out f dash of x1, which is 3 into 1 square minus 20 is equal to minus 17. So now since I got value of x1, f of x1 and f dash of x1, I can find out value of x2. So I'll put all these three values in x2. I'll get answer as 1.0588. So now we are at the end of first iteration because we have found out value of new approximated root, that is x2. So we have to check the accuracy. So the formula or condition is given: absolute value of subtraction of x2 and x1 must be lesser than accuracy or not. We have to check this. So I will put all these values in the condition. So absolute value of subtraction of 1.0588 and 1, the answer is 0.0588. Now if you observe, this is greater than 0.001, so we are not reached to this particular accuracy, hence we have to go for second iteration. When you reach to this particular accuracy, you can stop. So now in the second iteration we have to replace our x1 with x2. So now I will consider x1 as 1.0588, which was x2 in the previous iteration. So similarly, I will find out value of f of x1 and f dash of x1. I will realize that value of f of x1 is 0.0109 and f dash of x1 is minus 16.6368. Now I can find out value of x2. So I'll put values as 1.0588 minus 0.0109 divided by minus 16.6368. So answer is 1.0594. Now we have to check the accuracy again. So value of x2 is 1.0594 and x1 is 1.0588. So I will put it in the condition. I'll consider absolute value of 1.0594 minus 1.0588 is 0.0006, which is less than 0.001. So you can stop here and you can write your answer as root of equation using Newton-Raphson method is 1.0594. Value of x2 will be considered as root of equation in Newton-Raphson method because we are considering this as approximated root, which has to be as close as exact root. So since the accuracy criteria is satisfied, you can stop at this moment and you can write answer as root of equation is equal to 1.0594. Okay, so in the next session we will try to explore the another method, which is fixed point iteration method, or which is also called as successive approximation method, for finding out root of equation using open approach. Thank you so much.